Welcome back. Y'all know what it is. This is Dust Off the Cartridge, Volume 2, Episode 9. I am he who shall not be named.
Episode 9?
Yeah, this was 19, my bad. I am he who shall not be named, Metro Meta 26, and I'm here with...
Marcus Flowers, a.k.a. Flo, a.k.a. Call Me What You Want, Just Don't Call Me Lazy, a.k.a. Flo My Hero.
And if Marcus starts his video off with the clip of a girl crying, I want the world to know I told him not to do it. And do not bash all of 26 Glencoe over this.
Nah, one band, one sound.
Nah.
One band, one sound.
We two bands.
Nah.
Alright. Let's get started. What games you playing, Marcus?
So currently I just finished Pokemon Isle of Armor DLC, so chilling on that, trying to build a team so I can finally battle you.
Likes in the comments from when I destroy Marcus in Pokemon.
Of course, NBA 2K. I started a new player, and we're in the playoffs right now. We just lost to the Nets.
Oh.
But it's the best out of 5 right now, so if I win the next game, then we good. I'm replaying Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man, and I'm going to start God of War on Saturday, so... Oh, and hopefully finishing Kakarot within the next few weeks.
Alright, if you're on this channel, you should know exactly what I just was playing. I've been playing the Pokemon DLC. I just finished Persona 5 with the Platinum. Stay off my stuff. So I'm really excited about that. So right now I'm in between games. I might try and finish Fire Emblem 3 Houses and Astral Chain. I might get on that.
Oh, I am doing Marvel Contest. No, what is it?
Marvel
Black Order, whatever that Switch game is.
Yeah.
Running through that. Yeah, no, but let's get to the news. Let's get to the news.
Yeah, let's go to news first. So they announced a new Smash Fighter for ARMS, Min.
Right.
Did you see this?
Yes, I did. It is who is it? It's ARMS. Who else?
That's all they announced.
Okay.
Is Min.
Okay.
I was a bit upset. I did want Twintail in there, so we finally get our first black character in ARMS.
I actually haven't played Smash in a good year, I'm not gonna lie.
I play it every once in a while, just to keep up with the stuff. They announced a new Crash Bandicoot game. Not gonna lie, it's been a bit sparse. Tomorrow we are hearing about there's a big Japanese developer meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which should be exciting. Atlas is said to attend. And so after they drop Persona 4 Golden, I'm excited to see what they're bringing to the table. Hopefully P5 Strikers coming to the West, I'm hoping. And I don't know anymore. And maybe SMT5. If they announce SMT5 with the date, I'd be really excited. Let's move on to the first news. This is going to be a hard podcast. The Last of Us came out.
Last of Us 2, yes. People have been spoiling it. I have been hearing that it is a very dark game.
It is dark. It is getting review bombed online to the masses. It's interesting to me that people hated this game before it came out, and that the hate has continued. Like, you look at the Metacritic score, and it's just tons of people reviewing it and review bombing it. Which, honestly, if we're being honest out here, nobody should be taking user Metacritic scores with any amount of weight.
No, for sure. I don't get the hate. Why do they not like this game so much?
So, the hate is around the story. Many people believe the story is upsetting because it takes out Joel and Abby. Spoilers, I'm sorry. But it is a revenge tale, and you play as Joel and you play as Ellie, and they get taken out by a character named Abby, who many people have mistakenly said is a transgender character. She is not a transgender character, and just because of how much of a social statement the game has, and how much of a, just as the online people hate mob call it, SJW agenda it has, many people have just decided this is what we're going to hate today. And honestly, at this point, I've said it in the past, and many people have said it in the past, we spend more time talking about games and how much we hate the game or don't like the game than we do actually playing games at this point in the gaming industry. And it's kind of upsetting to me. But that's just my take on it. I'm probably not going to play The Last of Us, not because I'm like, oh, it's bad, story is bad. For me, I don't like horror games in general. They're not my cup of tea. I don't like horror in general. I'm not going to pay someone to scare me. I can go outside for that. So for me, it's just a matter of why don't I stay inside? And no, I'm not going to play a horror game. What about you, Marcus?
Yeah, no, I actually I want to play the first Last of Us, so I know the series well. But yeah, I will eventually get to it, especially when it comes on PS5. So.
Yeah. In other news, we talked about Crash Bandicoot, right?
No, we have not. But Crash Bandicoot is back. It's coming back.
This is very interesting.
It's been almost 20 years since the trilogy. I'm excited for it. And, of course, I'm going to get it digital because they say when you get it on the PS4, you automatically get it for the PS5. So you can't lose with that. Crash Bandicoot, one of my favorite games. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm just excited for this to come back.
Yeah, it is interesting to see this resurgent. You have like Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro got re-released. I'm interested to see what other like old franchises come back.
What old franchises would you like to come back?
Definitely want a Pokemon Conquest, but like that's beside the point. Golden Sun or Kid Icarus, those two Nintendo franchises, I think they could definitely do something interesting with that in 2020. Those are probably my bets for it.
I would say...
Or Fossil Fighters. Give me a new Fossil Fighters. I'd love that.
007, I would like a remake of GoldenEye. Oh, that's for the Nintendo, so I guess that'd be on the Switch. But...
it doesn't matter.
But yeah, no. I would like an updated NBA Street as well. Def Jam Vendetta, I would like that. Yeah, no, that's about it. Yep, that's about it.
Alright. Let's get into the big news. So, MeToo has been hitting streamers pretty hard this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's crazy because racism was in the streamers, and they was like, nah, we good. And then MeToo came up and was like, surprise, you thought you was good? Nah, you're not. And we actually, well, that's for later. But yeah, streaming has actually, let me see, I actually liked
yeah, it's interesting to see this hit because streamers in general, I've seen them as they do tend to carry a lot of the more toxic elements of the gaming community as a whole. I think it's a matter of just a combination of just the live podcasts, the people who are there. And so to see these people starting to get hit by streaming, it's very interesting to see exactly what is actually going down. Because you think about like streamers like, oh, they're in their house all the time. Right. But just the level of control these people have and the level of power they have and just the amount of what they can do to people, it's just very interesting. Like, you never know. You just don't know. And it's very... It kind of makes me a bit nervous for some of my creators. I'm like, are we really on the up and up, or are we on the up and up?
And, sorry to interrupt, but I will just read Mulan K. Lee, who worked on Mixer, and one of the things he said, he was one of the only black people working at Mixer. And during the conference, he was pulled aside and told that the only reason he was hired was because he was street smart. And time goes that he got an analogy. The head of Mixer said an analogy. He said, "I'm in between a rock and a hard place. What I mean is that all the partners are my slaves. I own their content. I control their success on our platform. For me, I am the slave master. I own partners. And so, I know we're talking about the MeToo movement, but this is just a larger...
Oh, Mixer gonna get it after this. Mixer catching hands.
This is just a larger issue. But yeah, no, definitely it's been really sick to just see all this stuff. Like, how can people be this disgusting? Like, how can you just, like, force yourself online to be like, yo, blah, 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 I want to do this to you, want to do that to you, blah, blah, blah. Or just, like, making women feel uncomfortable. Like, you should never want to roll like that as a man. You should never, as just a person, if people are uncomfortable with you, you should never want to put yourself in that type of situation, because if people are uncomfortable with you, why would they want to rock with you? Why would they want to listen to your content? Why would they want to mention you, follow you, anything like that? So it's just like, when people don't feel comfortable around you, that's going to catch up with you.
Yeah. It's just, I wonder what's your plan after that? How do you plan on not getting caught? For me,
well, I don't think they cared about getting caught. They I don't think they show remorse. They're not remorseful at the actions. They're remorseful at getting caught. And we've been seeing that a lot with, like, the apologies. It was like, oh, I'm sorry I did this at the time, but I've changed. It's like, they are not sorry for the actions that they committed. They are sorry for being caught.
Yeah. For me, it's just new lanes opening up that hopefully better content creators can sit in. But now it's time for the boss battle.
And you talk about lanes where content creators can sit in. They will not be creating it at Mixer.
Yes. Mixer about to catch these hands. I'm very upset with Mixer.
So, why are you upset with Mixer?
So, for those of you guys who don't know, Mixer, a prominent live streaming, well, not prominent, let's be real. They were a live streaming company made by and funded by Microsoft through the Xbox brand, meaning that the money that was poured into Mixer, which was around $100 million, was set aside for that when it could have been used to develop, I don't know, actually good exclusives. So this was a big part of the Xbox brand, and today they announced that Mixer will be shutting down July 22nd. That's about almost 30 days notice for their content creators and their employees. Their employees had no idea that this deal was going down, and the way the deal works is Mixer is shutting down, and all of its sites and everything is going to Facebook Gaming. So basically, Facebook Gaming bought out Mixer.
Yes.
Now, the reason why I'm upset with this is, one, they didn't tell anyone. So that means everybody who worked at Mixer, everybody who were content creators for Mixers, has now 30 days to figure out what they're going to do. For content creators, you have 30 days to figure out how to get an audience from Mixer to a new platform, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook Gaming, which is a headache and a half that a lot of content creators aren't going to be capable of doing.
Right.
Two, they shut down their partners for this. And three, again, as many people have said, this is a deal that has probably been in the works for a great amount of time.
Yeah, and it also shows the favoritism of Mixer, because they told
Ninja, they told Shroud.
Yeah.
Because they had deals with them, and those boys walked around. I think they walked away with about, Ninja got 30 million, people are saying.
So
Shroud got 10 million.
So they at least walked away with 40 million. And so it just goes to show how Mixer was not for the creators. It's very sad, but it's not surprising, because you've been telling me that Mixer isn't it when it comes to gaming. So this isn't surprising to me, but what's going to be surprising is where these people find a home. And just like the video that we have, that girl crying saying she can't go back to Twitch. Can y'all help me out? I appealed, but it's like, okay, there's other, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, and actually I feel like what I read earlier about the guy saying, the head of Mixer saying, I own their content, I'm their slave master. It's like, okay, why would you want to be in business with a person who says something like that? this should be the opportunity for you to build your own live stream so that you can stream yourself. Instead
we don't have the technology. You have to still.
You have the technology's there. You have the technology.
But it's the platform.
But that's why, okay, it may take longer, but if you build it yourself, you own that.
But you're going to have to build it. Because, like, when you say, like, build your own live stream, that you're talking about building your own website to live stream. That
you can do a Squarespace and have your own live stream.
But you still need the views. You need people to
and that's why instead of directing them through Facebook or through YouTube, you say no, get it directly from me.
But the amount of not everybody, we don't do that with our own content. We use third party add-ons. We add our content onto third party platforms. The same thing that they're doing.
We put it directly through the third party. They put it directly on the site. That's basically we own that content.
But like, you own the content on Mixer. They own it. Was it's the same deal as us.
No, I literally just read you the quote that he said.
But he's talking about how he feels about their content. That doesn't necessarily mean that Mixer
it means that they don't own their content. Okay. Through our content provider, they can't just take down an episode. They can't, because we own that. But Mixer can take down a video if they don't like it.
The stipulations they had is that Mixer had stipulations on where they could live stream. But that was only if you were a partner. So like you could be live streaming the Mixer and not be a partner. So you could live stream the Mixer and Twitch and YouTube if you had a computer powerful enough, as long as you weren't a partner. That's where the stipulation comes in. But going into the future, basically what Mixer did was they set up a deal with Facebook where they said, okay, we're shutting everything down and we're going to tell our content creators, hey, you can go wherever you want to, but if you go to Facebook Gaming, you're going to get the fast pass into it. And they did a live stream where they talked about like what are the streamers going to get and what sort of things they are going to do. They did offer that streamers will be getting, if they go to Facebook Gaming, they were getting, I think it was like a $2,000 stimulus, is what a lot of people were calling it, for their for switching over to Facebook Gaming. But again, it's building that community all over again. And for me, especially a company like Xbox, who tries to build themselves as a platform for the players, a platform for the gamers. Xbox is for the gamers. I'm looking at you sideways going into next gen when you're saying you're for the gamers, unless you're content creators, in which case we're more than happy to sell you off to a third-party platform. A platform that a lot of people probably don't want to go to because, again, this is Facebook, the company that has been destabilizing democracy in America. And now you're saying, oh, you can either go there or start from scratch.
And this is going to be a revelation, because it could either be people starting from scratch and building their own, or it could just be going to Facebook to stream, or going to YouTube to stream, or going back to Twitch, or going to Twitch.
Yeah. And honestly, when I'm looking at who got the deals on this, Microsoft got the money, Facebook got Mixer, Ninja and Shroud got $10 million, and now they're free agents to shock themselves around.
And
everybody else got screwed.
Yeah, the biggest losers here are the smaller content creators who have built up a community at Mixer over the years, but didn't necessarily have, they could have been Twitch partners, but they were on the same level as Strood or Ninja. And it's just like, when you build something up like that and you have the community, it's like, okay, you don't want to just give that up, and not everybody is going to go with you to your next destination, because the fear is, okay, what happens if this happens at this other place in a few years? So,
and it's a matter of, it's so much important. Platform is so important because, like, one of the things that I think about when I think about platforms is I watch a lot of Rooster Teeth content. I watch a lot of their content. I don't use their website. They built out a really nice website. A lot of people use their website. I wait 2-3 days for their content to come to YouTube to watch their content because that's the platform I like to watch content on. Because I like that format. I like the way it is and I'm already there. So if I'm someone who actually liked Mixer and I was watching Mixer, now you want me to go to Twitch. And a lot of people might not like Twitch. I didn't like Twitch. I don't like watching Twitch. And it gets to, like, even when the Overwatch League, and I was, like, staunchly watching the Overwatch League, I didn't like going to Twitch. I went to their specific website instead of going to Twitch because I didn't like the way Twitch was handling itself, right. And I didn't like that website. And so there's a lot of people, a lot of streamers who have very small communities that are very strongly based on, we like this platform, especially when you're talking about a small platform that does get bullied a lot, like Mixer. And now you spent all these months being like, you know, we're going to make Mixer great. We're going to make this the platform people want to be at. Now Mixer's shut down and you're like, I need you guys to follow me to that place that we were just talking trash about a week ago. And right. Again, for me, a big part of the reason why I'm upset about this is they just announced this, like today, giving people 30 days notice. And they had to have known about this probably going into 2020. And Mixer just got called out for holding a lot of they had a lot of people on their platform that were accused of being assaulters. Right. And they had the lead of Mixer being called out as a racist. To me, if I'm looking at this sideways, if I'm looking at this and seeing their moves, I'm saying, oh, what Mixer did was they weren't going to tell anyone. And the only reason why they're telling us now is because they didn't want to address any of those problems. Right. So they just said, oh, bump it. It's all shut down. So the original plan was July 22nd was going to happen. And Mixer was coming out and saying, everybody go.
And it's kind of unfortunate that these stories came out the way they did, just because with Mixer closing, it basically gives people a chance to, like, if they were abusers, it gives them a chance to just lay low and chill because, hey, it was going to happen anyway. They could take off 2 or 3 months and then pop back up on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube like, yo, we back. I did some self-reflecting. I'm good now. I'm a better person.
Yeah, it's just... I'm looking sideways at Microsoft going into next gen.
No, for sure. Do you have any other thoughts or closing statements?
Nope.
Okay, that was Dust Off the Cartridge. Make sure you are following me on all social media platforms at Flow My Hero.
Write in the comments, how do you feel about all these we want to hear, like, how you guys feel about these conversations we're having, you know? How you feel about Mixer going into 2020 and Xbox going into next gen?
Yes, and follow us on all social media platforms at Flow My Hero, at MetroMeta26, 26 in Glencoe everywhere. And until next time, peace.
Peace. All right, everybody. Y'all know who it is, Metro Meta and
at One Marcus Flowers.
And we'd like to thank you for watching and listening to our content. We'd like to thank you even more if you leave a like, a comment,
subscribe. Definitely subscribe. We need that. Subscribe, subscription.
Hey, don't forget to share with all your friends and tell us how you feel.
And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you got it from 26 and Glencoe Media Network.
Keep it real.